Let's go, boys! Episode 25.
What's up, everybody?
What do you think of those pipes? Was that a good singing voice, guys? What do y'all think? Should I start singing the intro? No?
Please.
Okay.
Please don't.
No? Okay. You're not feeling it, Reggie. You know, it's okay. No, it's okay. I actually sound like a dying moose when I sing, so I understand.
Can you beatbox, though?
No, but I
can. Were a dying moose.
I can play the flute, so that's something.
Well, that's like the opposite of beatboxing. So
actually, you know what? When you get a moment, you should go Google beatbox flute. You're going to be shocked by what you find. It's amazing.
That's like the trap violinist.
It is, man. It's shocking. Like, it's pretty cool. Anyway, episode 25, late to the mic, here with our fantastic guest, Reggie. How we doing?
Howdy. Pretty good. How about yourself?
Amazing. I mean, I'm excited to not talk one bit about snakes and only to talk about lions and tigers.
Bears? Oh my!
No bears, just lions and tigers.
Well, there were bears. Were bears?
Yes. Oh my God. I'm not saying that I might have watched the entire series of Tiger King this week for homework, but yeah, I did.
All right. Just a disclaimer. I left 2 years before all the BS happened.
Oh my God. But you guys, there's still some adventures going on there, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. So great. All right. Best and worst of the week. Troy, what you got?
Best part of my week, I can at least mention now and talk about later. But finalized some plans. Me and Nick Salone are having a show in Denver, Colorado.
Nice.
At the end of April. And so I'll be excited to tell you all about that later on. Worst part of my week, I'm missing a large chunk of state wrestling, and state wrestling is a big part of my heart. And so I'm missing it because I have to do a podcast.
I'm sorry that your pre-agreed upon arrangements are causing an issue, and you watching
I probably would have
school boys roll around.
Yeah, but since it was Reggie, and that's the words I use to my friends when they're like, "Where you at?" I said, "My buddy Reggie's on tonight, and I have to be there."
Appreciate it.
Okay.
So right, there's fair. The best and worst of my week.
I like it. Chase, what do we got?
You know what? Best part of the week, I actually enjoyed watching you and my sister berate me on your Tuesday show.
Yes, and, don't you steal my best. Don't do it.
That was enjoyable.
All right.
And worst of the week is, just 2 all slug clutches this week that sucked. You know, one was a like a DG Sunset clutch too. So
that's okay.
Yeah, it's not, but I'm gonna get past it.
Okay.
Hopefully.
All right. I hope so. Reggie, how about you? Best and worst of the week.
Best of the week. I got invited on this podcast, and here I am now. So can't top that, you know.
There we go.
Can't top it. And worst of the week. I got invited on this podcast, and you can't top that. So.
You know what? That's fair. That's fair. We'll see how this goes.
Somebody in the group forgot to advertise you, and so yeah. Sorry,
okay.
Not me.
I mean, we only get 1 month. Why skip a day? You know.
Oh my God. I'm not doing this today, Reggie. I'm not getting canceled today. Tomorrow, like maybe.
No, Patrick, take the bait.
No, not today. Not today. Not today, Satan.
Can one of us get out of here and we bring Mike from Herp Collectors in here or something like maybe we won't get canceled.
Go watch high school wrestling. Bye.
I do feel a little outnumbered.
Well, you know, I don't know.
No.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I'll stop. Reggie's like, I'm going to get him canceled. It's going to happen. He's tried so hard.
This is what happens when you don't make the thumbnail.
Oh, I don't have a worst this week. I have a best and bester. Chimera got a new employee, a social media manager. And I would argue we hired the best patent out there because we have Chase's sister, Molly, as an employee. Woo woo! I'm so excited. Chase, how do you feel about this?
I'm excited for her. I mean, good for her. She gets to work at Chimera. It's not Canova, but It's still pretty good.
I mean, my love for Molly has severely dropped with this news.
I was
actually
going to ask Troy, does this affect your feelings towards Molly?
It does.
Okay. Well, that's unfortunate. I'm sorry, Troy. You know what, Troy? I want you to know we didn't do this to hurt you. We did this to make me and Andre much happier, and I'm sorry.
I feel like you exist to do nothing but hurt me, but that's neither near here.
Well, apparently it is. Well, I hope you're able to get over this, and I hope that at Tinley you're going to be able to handle watching her hang out at our booth directly across from you.
It's okay,
No,
Troy.
well,
Maybe
you
Molly
don't
will bring you a
necessarily-
lanyard.
You don't necessarily have a booth agreement, so I'd be careful on talking about whether or not you have a booth.
I mean, touche. I think I have a booth. I hope so. This is going to get real awkward real quick if I don't.
What happened was,
What happened was I aggravated Troy.
I only show up to Tinley to see Reggie, in a very awesome out. He's always in a bright outfit, and he comes around the corner. He always takes a picture with everybody. And it just cheers me up. Reggie cheers me up at Tinley.
thank you, big fella. Make me cry.
It is beautiful. I feel like the last time you were there, Reggie, were you wearing overalls? Did that happen?
I had big, bright cherry red overalls.
Yeah, you were rocking those. Like there was a lot of confidence involved in those. A lot. So
I mean, you miss every shot you don't take.
Buddy.
I've had some outfits that were like, go back to the hotel room and change.
When did you realize it was time to go back to the hotel room?
When people kept calling me Bruce Lee.
Oh no, that's rough. That's rough.
And then with the tapered joggers, my thighs are real big, but my calves are kind of small. So it's like saggy and tight on the same leg. So yes, it's not the best.
It was a rough look, you're saying.
It was.
Now, did you at least realize it yourself? Or like
I mean, I realized it with about 30 minutes to go left in the show. So it was probably too late by then.
Yeah, that's rough. That's rough. So did you think like the first like 17 like Bruce Lee comments were just jokes and you're like, nah, I'm good?
I mean, it was all yellow with the stripes on the side. But I mean, I think Bob wanted to buy one, but but he's Asian, so
you know. Oh my God.
You gotta wear it proudly, man. It is what it is.
Yeah.
Can't be like Troy, best dressed every single time,
Dude.
I kind of feel like I look like just a fat turd in a shiny coat.
That's
I
okay.
was always told you can't polish a turd.
Yeah.
You can. Beauty is subjective, man.
That's true.
That's why I love you.
Also, Troy, I would argue you weren't polishing the turd. You're a well-dressed turd. It's different. You can cover a turd up with something.
Well, that just means he's the shit.
There it is.
Hey, there you go.
I like where this is going.
So much positivity today. I'm not a fan of this all of a sudden. I'm out. No, I gotta go.
I'm the wrong person to have on here.
I was gonna say, I think Reggie, you're always positive. It seems like anytime we talk, you're always in a good mood. You're always positive. I always like that you post, your pictures with people and wish them happy birthdays. And I've actually tried to be better about that this year. Just kind of like getting those Facebook notifications on whose birthday it is and just tell them, hey, happy birthday. Like trying to be that nice person and reach out more.
That is nice of you.
Takes 10 seconds, and
Exactly.
it makes people feel good and shows everybody else and all. So I try to keep up on it.
No, it is very nice of you.
Lead.
Yeah, it is very nice until somebody calls out the person you're wishing happy birthday for not responding immediately, Troy.
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm in the comments. I'm busy.
Yeah, okay. There you go. It's fine. All right, Reggie, tell us about your snakes. What you got?
Primarily ball pythons. I got a few garter snakes, dabble in elephant trunk snakes, but those are not the easiest. But no, mostly about 99.9% of my collection is ball pythons. I got 3 breeder garter snake morphs and a couple of elephant trunk snakes just for fun. But
okay,
I'm kind of small, so.
Yeah, what? Tell me about the elephant trunk snakes. I'm infinitely more interested in those at the moment. What led to those, and how many?
I've got one of those.
Yeah,
so
no, you don't.
I do. So So I got my first one back in 2013. I saw it on like King Snake or something for $50. You know, imported straight out the wild, had little fungus and all that, and
Oh my god.
they're damn near fully aquatic. Back, you know, there's no information really on them as
Yeah.
of till recently, and still it's darn near none. So I wanted to give myself a challenge before I got into ball pythons. I used to build my own aquariums, and I was into fish and stuff. So I thought I could merge the two and, give it a go. They are a very sensitive animal if they're not captive born. I believe
Okay.
there's very few that are actually captive bred, but they're basically a fully aquatic snake. Not technically fully aquatic, but
Sure.
99.99% of their life is spent in the water. They're not made to be out the water. But it's cool to watch them eat fish and come up like a little snorkel to get their little 2 breaths and go back down and hide away. And they look like puppy dogs. My screensaver on my phone is actually one of my elephant trunk snakes. So
That's amazing.
That's awesome. My wife actually took care of those when she worked at Memphis Zoo, and they actually bred them and produced some elephant trunk snakes just for their own little like private collection there at the zoo. That was pretty cool.
They're hard to keep alive, let alone breed, because I know a lot of people are, and then a lot of people don't know they're in the anaconda family, and the females get between 8 to 12 feet, and
Whoa.
they can get pretty big. So
I actually did not realize they could get that big. That's intense, man.
they're sex dimorphic too, so the females are 2-3 times bigger than the males.
Okay. All right.
There's 2 species. There's a black and white bandit that's off the coast of Australia. Then there's a jogging species that I believe is Asia area. So
Okay. So what led to that? Because that feels like a very niche decision to get an elephant trunk snake.
I like being different. A lot of people didn't have them. I took it as a challenge. It's a lot back then. A lot of people couldn't keep them alive.
Okay.
From the wild. So I took it as a challenge.
All right.
5 of them. My first couple unfortunately didn't make it. Came in with parasites, fungus. The temperature, the water parameters got to be a specific pH and all that. And then some of them come from brackish areas, but they don't say, "Hey, we got this one off the stream, XYZ." So it's a lot of technicalities that go into it. But once you find that fine line and you're up on your water changes and keep the water parameters right, it can be fun. And then just to watch them grow. My garter snakes eat fish, but they're not under the water catching fish. They go on top of the bowl and get them. So it's completely different to see a snake swimming around underwater as opposed to opening a tub and seeing it. So it's pretty cool to have a nice 75-gallon aquarium full of aquatic plants with aquascaping, and you see a snake pop out some, ferns and stuff. So it's just different. They're more of a showpiece than something that I want to breed and stuff, but it's a nice little piece to talk about.
That's cool, man.
I'm reading about them as you're talking, man. They hold their breath for 40 minutes. That's interesting.
For the longest, I had the most YouTube videos on them, 6 of them. Actually, my most popular YouTube videos are all the elephant trunk snakes. They all got 5,000-10,000 views. I mean, I know that's not a lot for the bigger people on here, but 10,000.
Dude, that's great. That's
10,000
fucking
for
great.
me.
Oh, that's awesome.
So yeah, I like it. It's fun. It's different.
You had all those before ball pythons?
You said what, Nache?
You had those before ball pythons? Like that was just kind of something neat?
So I originally started with boas, and I tried that for 3 years and did dog crap. So I had ball python eggs on accident, and then just got rid of the boas.
That sounds about right.
Gotta go. No moon glow here for me. Let's make these super pastels.
I love though, ball pythons are so simple. And you hear from so many people, they're like, I accidentally got a clutch of ball python eggs. They're like, I waved my male by the tub and she got gravid somehow.
I mean, I was going for moon glows, sun glows, all the back then, this is 2010, 2011, so there wasn't too much going on, but I did like the all white snake. Then I saw super Mojaves and I was like, oh, I can do it the easy way, and still have yet to this day produced a super Mojave.
Oh, that's amazing. I
So
love
story
that.
on that, I bought a clutch from a guy. He said everything was Mojave. It ended up being Mystic. So
Oh,
I was like, well, at least I can make a Super Mystic. I'm Mystic. The Mystic still missed on the Super Mystic. So I was like, nope, this man, I'll sell the whole project. I don't even like the Bell Complex no more.
oh, I think you dodged a bullet there. I think you're okay. Oh my god.
I mean, this is
I've
back
never
then, though.
produced
You know,
Yeah, I guess that's fair. Yeah, back then there was some real money there, man. Like in the 2012, I bought a Purple Passion for $1,000. I mean,
see,
Yeah.
and I'm doing Mystic the Mystic and
yeah.
hidden Mystics. Can't even
Yeah,
hit
just
a
seeing
Super.
Killer Clowns in person in like 2011 was just like, whoa, that is so sick.
Dude.
Mhm.
So that was actually my first ball python purchases were a pair of pastel clowns because I saw the killer, and I actually just hatched my first killer clown last year. So it only
You
took
made
a
it.
little. I finally made it. I never hatched one, and I was like, oh, okay. And then finally just
Perseverance,
hatched one.
man.
You know, I
Success
was
is a journey,
really,
not a destination.
really trying to hatch out those $300 snakes at this point. You know, that's what the foundation of Chimera is on at this point. So
Gotta feed the pet hobby, man.
Yeah,
That's it,
according to your
that's
morph
it.
market, that's true.
yeah, I know, right? There is nothing good on there, but maybe someday, Troy, will have snakes like you. Maybe
You'll get there.
someday. I hope so. I hope so. Troy, would you like to do off track with Troy now or later? When would you like to do it?
Well, first, I would like to say hi to Antoine, who's 16 minutes and 56 seconds late.
Awfully specific.
Yeah. Have you paid attention, would know that I said I wasn't doing off track with Troy because you were going to do 900 Tiger King questions. And so it was called off track with Patrick. But you don't pay attention to things you're tagged in.
When did you? Oh, well, that's a given. I'm not on social media anymore. Do you remember I hired Molly?
Maybe your shitty social media manager should tell you these things.
Molly, did you hear that? He has turned on you. I'm so sorry, Molly.
Oh
You deserve better. Troy, you're fired.
man, that's stabbing. Just et tu, Brute.
Et tu, Brute. Troy, you need to do some off track with Troy. It's okay. I will relinquish 7 of my questions about gay meth addicted cowboys to you.
I'm going to apologize to my friend Reggie that I am super unprepared.
It's okay.
How are you unprepared? You've done this
you do
25
this every
times,
week.
24 times. 24 times you've done this.
Yeah, well, I don't try to repeat a whole lot of questions, you know.
Just repeat them.
yeah.
Reggie doesn't watch our show. You would have been fine.
Actually,
True.
I did my research.
Oh, damn it. Well, now you can't repeat anything, Troy, so you better come up with fresh stuff right now.
All right. How often do you think you've been in somebody else's family photo by accident?
Ooh.
Are we counting reptile shows?
Oh, yeah.
At least 100.
Okay.
I mean,
All right.
6'3" black guy with afro, man. It's kind of hard to hide, kind of hard to hide it.
Can I add a quick amendment to that question, Troy?
Yeah.
How many family photos have you intentionally been in that you weren't wanted in?
Oh, at least 100.
Okay.
Those were the photos.
Those were the photos. Fair
Those were on
enough.
purpose. It wasn't on accident.
Reggie's like, I saw somebody taking a picture and I felt they needed some melanin.
I mean, I got at least 30 on at the Tinley shows alone. Like, if I see a camera up,
Hey guys, I love that.
I'm
That's
in there.
fantastic.
You're gonna see a RUJ shirt. At least a hair, at least an afro.
They're never going to be able to edit that afro out. I can assure you.
If you had to marry, kill, and have a baby out of the three of us, what are you going with here?
Oh,
I am comfortable with my sexuality, but none.
none. Oh, that's disappointing.
Now, obviously, Chase is getting married.
Oh, yes.
I know.
Fine.
Since I used to have a bald head, me and Troy can have bald-headed babies.
Yeah.
And Patrick, hear me out. Hear me out. I'm gonna kill you on the court.
Oh,
Oh, there
well,
you go.
I think
There
I'd
you go.
rather actually just die. Gonna be
Well,
honest.
it's not going to be hard to beat him on a court.
I am a sharpshooter, so
Oh, I see what you did there.
basketball puntery.
If you had to save humanity by pushing somebody off a ledge out of a couple different people, one of them being me and the other one being Antoine, which one of us are you pushing?
To save humanity, I would act like I'm gonna push y'all both, miss both of y'all, and take the fall.
Okay,
Man.
Scarlet Witch.
All right, that's you're a good man.
I try to be.
Yeah, you're a good man. What else can I ask you? Tell me something that you do outside of like ball python, so that you collect or you're into. Like, what are you into?
I collect souvenir spoons.
No, stop it. Is that real?
You're messing with us.
Please tell me. No.
I collect
Do you
souvenir spoons.
Do you have any within 2 minutes of you right now that you can demonstrate?
Give me a second.
Yeah.
Yeah, show us your favorite one. I want to see the favorite one.
I'm so excited, guys. Oh my god. So my mom used to collect souvenir spoons, and we had like this giant display case in our living room of fucking souvenir spoons. I thought it was the weirdest thing. And I'm
totally gonna get him one now. I'm gonna see what hey, we have a really nice comment in the comments while we're doing that. I'm not gonna mess up Mr. Patel's first name, but he really enjoyed our podcast, and I just wanted to say thank you.
He has the display case just like my mother did. Oh my god. I didn't know there were other people in the world like her. Reggie, that makes me so happy. Oh my god.
All right. We're done with off track with Troy, because Troy's gonna go to eBay now, and I'm gonna try to find the most interesting souvenir spoon I can. So I'm busy for a minute. Patrick, take over.
Yeah, I got this. Reggie, we got a solid 6 minutes on spoons, so I hope you're emotionally and spiritually prepared.
Oh, that's good done.
Okay. What started this?
So it was an accident. My mom used to be a flight attendant.
Okay.
And I was like, one day, I was like, give me a souvenir. But she thought I said, give me a spoon.
Okay.
And she brought me back a spoon.
Okay.
And so it started. So every time anybody I knew went somewhere, they had to get me a spoon. So whether it's Chicago, France, Texas, Florida, Aruba, I needed a spoon. And some places don't have spoons. So people would take like teaspoon. I think I have a teaspoon from like a random restaurant from New Orleans.
Yes.
Maybe. It might be with the other ones. Okay, I can't. Okay, so like sometimes there's not spoons, so they get me the closest thing they can, or they couldn't find a souvenir spoon, so you know.
I mean, that's just a big spoon. It's fine.
Yeah. So, but yeah, so I like spoons now, I guess.
Like
but
spoons, I guess.
It definitely started on accident, but they're increasingly hard to find now because a lot of souvenir shops and places don't sell them anymore. So when you do find them, they cost quite a bit. But that's one of my.
If I had Canova money, I would buy you this $9,000 set of spoons on eBay. What I think should happen is people should like share this video for like the next month. We should like set up a GoFundMe and let's raise $9,000 to buy Reggie these spoons.
Or you could just say, thanks, Reggie. We know you like spoons. I don't need $9,000 spoons. That's for sure.
I'm just worried we're entering into like a Melissa Milano situation here where we ask for a GoFundMe and then show up at like the Super Bowl. So maybe like we can avoid that.
The four of us can go on a little vacay or something.
Yeah, let's just do that.
A Super Bowl spoon, maybe?
Yes.
I don't need a ring. That's a Super Bowl spoon.
That would be
diamond
now looking for
encrusted.
super. Let me see if I can find that.
Do you know? Okay, everybody that's listening, if you're going to be at Tinley, I have a request of you now. When you go to whatever restaurant you go to, please steal a spoon, and I need you to find Reggie and give it to him. Please.
Oh, I've got a cool spoon that I stole from a restaurant. I'm glad you brought this up.
Okay, so since we're talking about stealing stuff, I have a horrible problem where anytime I go to a Mexican restaurant, I steal the little bowl that has the queso in it. And
It's
so
weird 'cause
like
you're white. You don't like Mexicans.
none of that is true. I mean, the white part is, but the Mexicans, I love Mexican food and Mexicans. Anyway, so I have like a million little bowls that queso can go to, and my mother, oof, that's unfortunate. My wife gets very upset with me and yells at me every time I steal anything from restaurants. But for this situation, I think we should all steal spoons for Reggie, not forks. Not knives.
I do take the little sauce cups, the hard plastic ones, and I take them home, so I put my own barbecue sauce in them.
Absolutely.
I stopped that for them.
Do you make your own barbecue sauce?
So you think just because I'm black, I make barbecue sauce? Huh?
I knew that was
just
coming.
said. Don't you try to Antoine me right now.
I do not. I make ramen.
You had me excited.
What barbecue sauce do you like? Let's go there.
I'm open pit. Original open pit.
Okay. All right.
I'm not much of a Sweet Baby Ray's fan. I'll eat it if I have to, but open pit. Open pit.
I mean, you are up in Michigan, right? So they're definitely known for their barbecue.
No.
Making a note for you, Reggie, so I don't forget. I'm putting on here to steal spoons, and I'm going to bring you some barbecue sauce from Iowa because there's a guy that makes some here. It's very, very good.
Okay. I'll take the barbecue. Please don't steal no spoons, because if I go to jail because I got 900 spoons in my suitcase, Reggie, I'm gonna be pissed.
Reggie, I will consider this Tinley a disappointment and a failure if you don't walk away with at least 50 spoons.
You can bring me souvenir spoons, but don't bring. I don't want no like
stolen paraphernalia.
It's gonna have like mashed potatoes on it and mustard crust. Like, come on, man.
Reggie's gonna be in his hotel room like scrubbing dishes.
I'm gonna be playing the spoon. They're gonna be like, "He's a junkie, man. Where's his lighter at?" I need it.
I can tell you this. Chase isn't going to steal you a spoon, dude, because Chase is, he's as wholesome as they come.
That's not true. You know what, Chase? I've seen some pictures of some stolen silverware by Chase and his significant other.
Chase, you might know this.
That flat fork. Do you remember that, Troy?
Yeah.
The fork, spoon, and knife that I have stolen is from that little diner on St. Pete Island that they're made to look like shark fins at the end of the spoon, at the end of the knife and stuff. Do you know what I'm talking about?
No, I've not gone to
It's right next to Trade Winds.
Oh, I've not gone to it.
I like this ultra specific conversation that only you and Chase know about.
All right. Anyways, I'm looking for spoons right now. Stop talking to me.
You talk to us. We didn't talk to you. That's kind of the thing we do. All right, but seriously, guys, please steal spoons. And if you go to multiple restaurants, I highly recommend stealing spoons from multiple restaurants because we need to get the numbers up, guys. No rookie numbers here. If he leaves with less than 50, we have failed as a podcast.
Could we do something where like people have to like sneak them onto Reggie, like into his pocket or something?
Oh my
like
God,
that?
we could do that too with lanyards or something.
I am very reflexive, and I don't want to slap the shit out of 70 people because they try to put a spoon in my pocket.
I want to watch that shit. Do it when he's in my aisle.
No, please. I'm a lover, not a fighter. I don't.
Calm down, Bruce Lee. It's gonna be okay. Oh no! Right. No! Oh my God!
I'm having like a bodysuit of armor.
Well, this king.
Right.
I literally just put a reminder in my phone to remember to do this every episode till Tinley. I cannot wait.
All right. Let's get late to the mic canceled. No,
Reggie's like, how do we do this real quick?
Oh, I know how.
Oh God. And muted.
Capital. No, let me quit.
The first time we've had to mute a guest. This is awkward.
I got a whiteboard right here. Oh, write it down.
Oh my God.
I wouldn't do that to you guys.
I'm gonna be honest, the spoons kind of have me shook. I just didn't see it coming.
Really?
Yeah,
I don't look like a spoon guy to you? Why? Why don't I look like a spoon guy?
Because you're not an old white woman. That's why. No, because you're not an old white woman. And I assume only old white women have souvenir spoons. I'm sorry.
But
I
my
shouldn't-
grandma is.
He's got you there.
Okay, but are you your grandma? No. So
Damn near, I'm just a black young male version.
just a completely different in every way version, but it's fine. Don't judge me.
The apple fell from the tree, man. Even though I'm like an orange or a black cherry.
Oh my lordy.
And she's like, my family tree is an apple tree, and I'm a black cherry. I don't know what happened. Maybe I'm adopted. Oh.
Nothing wrong with being adopted.
There's
My
nothing
mom and
wrong
dad
with
found me in a
it.
dumpster.
We know, Troy. We know.
Here
Mom
we
and
go.
Dad, yeah, Mom and Dad found you in a dumpster. Your original mother didn't love you. We get it. We get
Hey,
it.
look, a souvenir spoon of an Indian.
Okay. Well played. Well played.
Look, I'm trying to see if I
Reggie's
got
checking
one.
if he has that one.
Right.
He's like, hold on. I think that's number 0100. Let me see if I got it.
What tribe? What tribe is it?
Cherokee. Let's go there.
Hmm.
Nope. I only have Sioux and Choctaw. That's amazing. Okay,
I'm trying
so
to get out of the spoons that are over $1,000. I'm scrolling and scrolling. There's a lot of expensive spoons.
yeah,
Mind you, most of my spoons are like $5 to $10. Like I don't
Okay,
go
so I
for
gotta
the
get the-
ultra rare. Mine is more locality, so I try to get spoons from different regions.
Okay.
I'm gonna
Well,
find you the
good
best
news.
Iowa souvenir spoon ever made. That's
You're
my
about to
goal.
get a
It's hard to
lot of
find.
Chicago local spoons in March. So
But if
Nobody
they're
cares about
all
this podcast,
different,
by
if
the way,
they're
right
all
now.
different, then
it's fine, right?
This spoon's gonna cost me $169.
Nice.
five,
All right.
5 to 10.
So obviously spoons are super interesting, and I can't wait to talk more about those later. You also, aside from reptiles, had the privilege of interacting with some other exotic animals in your life, correct?
Here
That
you go.
is correct.
Maybe. Maybe some
Yep.
big giant cats.
Yes, sir.
So,
Tigers,
Reggie,
lions.
Before we
Oh.
get into this, dude, do you hate talking about this, or is it like do you enjoy this?
It's my one claim to fame, man. I haven't made any cool snakes, so I can just talk about the Tiger King.
Okay, all right.
Okay, but
Right,
I still want to
were
talk to
you-
you about what projects you're working on too later.
For sure.
Did you just try and steal my tiny bit of joy I have? Are you trying to
Yeah,
kill
you
that line of com?
You stole my Molly, dude. All I want you to do is get hit by a semi.
Whoa, no drugs, no drugs. Kid friendly.
no. We only do coke here. It's fine. It's no drugs though. It's fine.
I haven't bought in on eBay for so long.
I just snort cereal and get high on life. It's fine, guys. Don't worry about it. Anyway, okay, so let's just start at the beginning. How did Reggie stumble into working for Joe?
So, 2010, my junior year of college basketball, I was chopping it up with a teammate. I was joking around. I was like, I want a pet tiger, just joking. And he was like, oh, black people can't have tigers. And I said, oh, really? Why not? And he was like, you know. So I was like, okay. So then me being me, I did research. I found this group called the FCF, the Feline Conservation Federation. I messaged them. They were having a convention down in Orlando at Disney. Was it Disney World in Orlando or Disneyland?
Sure.
Whichever. It doesn't matter. Disney.
Disney,
But they were having it. They were having it down there. I paid my registration fee. Flew down there like 3 weeks later. They had classes on getting certified in dangerous animal handling and big cat husbandry. 100% on both of those. I met Joe, Carol, and Doc down there. They were all there back then, 2000. This was summer 2010. So summer 2011 it was. But it just so happened Joe's boyfriend at the time was from Brooklyn, Michigan, which is about 15 minutes from Jackson, Michigan. So, we're both from Michigan. Whoop-de-woo, chopped it up. And I mentioned to him, like, I was interested in working with big cats. And he was like, oh, we got a job. And then one of Carol's employees was like, we're looking for somebody. And one of Doc's, so everybody was looking to hire someone. And this is a convention where people from all around the world come who privately own big cats and other dangerous animals. So they all offered. I turned down Carol because she doesn't pay her employees; they're all volunteers. Doc, right? Doc Antel, he said you had to be a vegetarian. All I eat is ribeye, so that was a no go. And Joe was like, I don't give a fuck, man. Take care of animals. Do what you're supposed to do, man. We'll pay you. We train you up, and do what you need to do. So I took my certifications down there 3 days later to Wynnewood, Oklahoma. And I lived on the park and worked 18 to 20 hours a day. Came back to my little trailer that they had me living in, and it was a nice trailer though. It wasn't like, because I was a key holder, so I had a staff of 10 to 15 employees underneath me, and it was nice though. I came back to the trailer and fed, bottle fed baby tigers and bears and chimpanzees and everything under the sun till I had to get back up at 5 o'clock in the morning and feed, take care, train, and do it all again.
Jesus Christ, man. That first off, it amazes me how just showing up to a conference and being like, yeah, I'm willing to work, and everyone's like, you have no prior experience owning exotics? You know what? Deal. Come on in. Let's do this.
Well, so I will say 6 months, they trained me 6 months, just observation, learning all the vocabulary, the husbandry, the dietary needs and all of that, medical things before I could even touch an animal. So I'll say that first. So 6 months of just looking through cages. All right. If it looks this way, chuffs XYZ, okay, maybe he's angry, we don't go in there today, or he's leaning over to the right a little bit, he could have bloating on the side, we need to call the vet XY. So, there's a lot of observation that goes on before you're even able to handle a baby tiger cub, so I did have thorough training and all of that before I was even allowed to enter or even get my set of keys, because as a key holder, the only person above you is the park manager, which is Joe and John Rinke. Okay. And John Rinke is the dude with no legs. he was the dude with 2 prosthetic legs that had the lion called Bone Digger and the Dachshund and all that. Yes. So he was the only person above me for my area. So I had to make sure I was on the same page as them, on par. So my employees that were under me did what they were supposed to do. And if there was an issue, I had to be able to handle it. And very rarely did I have to go, to Joe and Rinke because, what more could they do really if I'm not able to do it? So they trained me very well. I know people like to joke about Joe and all that, but I don't have a lot of bad things to say about him. He gave me an opportunity to live my dream. He treated me like family. He really, our whole crew was a bunch of misfits, really. I was the only black guy for 50 miles, in the area.
Oklahoma.
Wynnewood, Oklahoma, at that.
Oh, my God, dude.
So a bunch of red dirt for 50 miles. Walmart 35 miles away. So.
Completely flat. You could see the next city over, and it was 100 miles away.
Absolutely.
So and you were there before, the I'm running for president, Joe Exotic?
So he was running for governor while I was there. So that's
yeah.
Obviously, he didn't win, but we went on the campaigns where he had the 48-inch lifted 8-door pickup truck limo, and he was riding around the city with his flags on the back and all of that. So I was there for that part, and I did vote for him for president. just hear me out though. If he would have won president, I know the president.
I know the president.
There you go.
You're like, I got an in.
I knew he wasn't gonna win, but just on that slim hope, I'm cool with the president.
How long were you there before the Netflix stuff started?
2011 to 2013, 14-ish. My daughter was born in 2012, so I had to transition out of that and become a full-time father. So, but I was there before the chick got her hand bit off and all of that. But
I'm never going to financially recover.
I will say that Netflix wasn't all the way wrong, but they only showed one side of the story. They didn't show all the good stuff, the fundraisers, helping out at the homeless shelters, donating money and clothes, all the good stuff that nobody cares about. They showed the drama. But
yeah.
I mean, I don't think he should be in jail, but he did this shit.
I mean, he. Oh God!
Did any of that shock you, man? Like when it came out that he was going to Crazy Town and like, or were you shocked at all?
So I was shocked to see that it had a Netflix series because when I was down there, I actually did weekly vlogs, but they were only getting like 10 views, so I stopped doing them. And then when the show came out, I reposted it, and then everybody was like, "Oh my God, you work for the Tiger King!" I was like, "No, nobody cared when I was down there.
Of course.
Y'all left me to dry." But no, when it came out on Netflix, again, I was shocked. I was like, "Damn, that was my boss."
Yeah.
Like, you don't expect 10 years later to see your boss on Netflix, and because at the time I didn't realize the magnitude of who he was. When I was down there, I just knew he's my boss. We got 500 tigers on the park. We rescue animals that are in bad situations and provide them with a better life. I didn't know he was the #1 tiger sanctuary in the country.
Yeah.
And then I didn't understand the magnitude of Carol Baskins. I knew who Doc Antle was because of the ligers and the elephants and all that good stuff.
That guy's a weirdo.
It's coming to light. That's for sure. That's one of the reasons I got out of there. I was having fun doing my job, but the extracurriculars was above my pay grade. So.
Oh, really, Reggie? What was going on?
Nothing. I was involved with. That's for damn sure.
That is the correct answer for legal reasons.
That's because it's the truth.
It's the truth. Oh
but,
my God. So
no, I wasn't really shocked though.
Did he have the hateful obsession with Carol Baskins while you were there? Like, did Carol come up in like everyday conversation? Yeah. Oh my God.
I wouldn't say it was everyday conversation, but when I was there, they weren't as heavy of odds as they were when they took all the footage for the Netflix series. Mm-hmm. But they definitely back then it was just a rivalry of my park's better than yours, or my facility maintains our animals at a higher level than you do, and XYZ, because it's either fly to Oklahoma and see tigers or fly to Florida and see tigers, and they're trying to compete with each other.
Sure.
But I mean at GW Zoo, I met Shaquille O'Neal. I met a bunch of actors. Cool. Like they would rent the park out for the day, and I would give them tours, and they would donate and adopt animals, and help out stuff like that. So we did have a lot of famous people. I'm pretty sure Carol and Doc Antle does as well. But for me, I was like, I didn't think I was gonna come here and meet Shaq.
Yeah, that's incredible.
Oh,
that's cool.
Right, that was the last thing on my list, or that I was expecting. But I had a good time, man. Like I have no bad things to say. It allowed me to live a dream. I got to come home and bottle feed baby tigers. I got to play with 2,000-pound grizzly bears. I trained up a pack of 25 hybrid wolves. I'm playing with camels. Like stuff that people see on TV. Like that was my everyday life. So playing like
Chase and you have something in common. Chase is he wrestles bears, but he wrestles bears in a bathroom at Tinley, and that bear's name is Lisa.
That one felt a little forced, Troy. Just a little.
Right.
They always feel forced.
No. Normally it's less forced. This one was like he had to go with. It was like Chase wrestles bears, and then we're all like, "Is he making a gay joke?" And then
that's what I was waiting on.
What's wrong with you hate gays? You don't like black people. You don't like Mexicans.
Hold on, I don't think I said anything that insinuated that at all.
People didn't hear your conversation before this started.
Wow. Anyway, back to that bitch Carol Baskins. Please tell me he actually used that phrase in real life. Please.
Oh yeah, for sure.
God. Oh.
For sure.
Reggie, if I told you right now that we paid $700 to have Joe come on the podcast, would you be upset?
Not at all. Joe was on Mike from Herp Collector's podcast. He called him from jail.
Yeah, I
had an interview.
100% want to do that, and I would love to have you come back on with that and just have some fun. Maybe.
I will throw this disclaimer.
Oh no. Okay.
No, it's been like 12 some odd years.
Yeah,
and
but
he been in jail for quite some time. So
how many black employees do you think you really had? I feel like you're going to be pretty memorable.
Well,
just throwing it out there.
Yes and no. Like,
okay,
my first 3 weeks there, we went through 50 employees, like hired, and people quit because they couldn't stand the 120-degree heat. Right, like that's not for everyone. Standing in the sun baking for 12 to 18 hours and then waking up and doing it again. So we had a lot of people pass out from heat exhaustion or, heat strokes, or just saying that is too hot.
Okay,
So.
All right.
And then the workload, it's actual work, because before you get to training, you got to clean poop, you got to feed the animal. You have to change the water. And that's it's a pretty big park, and me maintaining 2,500 animals in just my area, that is a long day's work. And then once you get done with that, then you have to revisit every animal, check on them individually, and then, train them for the vet so they can get their shots and proper checkups. Or if they are animals that people interact with, you have to train them to do X, Y, and Z. So
yeah.
It's kind of like being a teacher. You don't do it for the money. You do it for the passion of what you're doing it for. It's not for everyone.
Fair enough. So cleaning like the tigers and lions and like the big cats and stuff, like, are you like consistently having to go through the cages like inside with them, or like how does that process work? Do they separate y'all before you go in, or?
So USDA standards, they have a actual enclosure, and then they have the catch pen. So it's kind of like a mini enclosure inside the enclosure. And it has a steel drop door, locks and everything. So we get them in there with food. I don't want to say lock them in there, but we drop the door so they can't get out. So then we can do what we need to do inside of the enclosure, clean it up, put new hay, check their, cat houses or whatever, exchange their water, do whatever, put enrichment in there. And then we release them in there, because a lot of our enclosures have multiple animals in it. So you never go in an enclosure alone. You always keep your bear spray. You keep a gun as last resort. We got cattle prong, all of that, these safety measures to deter something from happening. But the point of my 6-month observation was to not put myself in a position to where I had to use deadly or harmful force on the animal. So the catch pen is step one. If they get out the catch pen, then you try and use bear spray. If the bear spray don't work, you use the cattle prong. If that don't work, then, last resort. But if you do what you're supposed to do, you don't have to put yourself in a position to do any of that. So long story short, no, we're not in there with the animals while we're cleaning, but we are with the animals while we are doing specific enrichments and training.
Yeah. Were you ever in a situation where you thought like you were about to get eaten?
Not by a tiger. So there was a primate room. There's a warehouse where there's cages all on the outside, and on the inside there's the indoor housing for the primates. One of my staff at the time did not lock the baboon cage, so I went in there to check the locks. And as soon as I opened the door, Rafiki's looking me in the eye, saying, "What's up, cuz?" And so it's my job to get him back in his cage. And he like, nah, player. We're gonna have some fun. And mind you, baboons aren't small, right? They're like 3.5, 4 feet tall, maybe 100 pounds, and they solid muscle. They got fangs about yay long. So it was a process. I ended up coaxing them back in with a water hose, so I didn't have to use deadly force or anything, but I got them back in. But me and my employee definitely had a talking. Got my face ate by a monkey.
Oof. That I actually think I'd be more scared of the primates than the giant cats. Like,
100%.
I don't think people appreciate, like, monkeys aren't always friendly, and they're shockingly strong and smart. Like,
so we had chimps on the park. So I didn't handle any chimps older than 3 months because after that, they're going to pick you up, right? And I watched all those Animal Planet shows back in the day where the pet chimps is biting off faces and nibbling off things. And chimps are strategic. Like, they know what they're doing. They'll like nip off each individual digit and keep you alive while looking at you with your own eyes in their hand. Like, and do it on purpose.
They're
so
just
I didn't.
assholes.
Right. They're people.
They're people.
strong ass people, basically.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
They're very intentional with what they do. So,
oof, that is terrifying. Like, absolutely terrifying. Troy, you don't look happy. What's going on?
What are you talking? I'm fine.
You just look like you're sad, blank staring. What's going on?
I was listening to the conversation that you now ruined, like usual.
How did I ruin it? I was checking in on you.
Flow, and Reggie's talking about good, fun stuff, and now you're talking to me.
No one likes you, Troy. Literally no one.
I like
Reggie does.
Reggie, that's not what we do here, okay? Not what we do here.
I'm sorry. I can only be me, man. I'm sorry.
Only be me. You know what? That's fair. No, that's fair, I guess. That's fair.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I talk shit with the best of them, but not on podcast.
Not on podcast where it's recorded. I wait till no one is recording it.
I can't wait for Tinley then.
Yeah, Tinley's going to be great.
Sure.
He's going to be talking so much shit about us when he's carrying around 100 spoons.
Hey, fight.
My spoon for Reggie will be here on February 22nd.
Oh my god.
That's amazing. I'm so happy right now.
So it has begun.
Did you get any spoons in Oklahoma, like specific to your time and commemorating?
So, I didn't start collecting spoons until like 2015, 2016. So I was gone. And I haven't been back since. The goal was actually, after my daughter reached the age of 10, was to go back to the park, but there is no more park to go back to. So.
Yeah. So didn't they start building another one like right by the WinStar? Yeah.
Something like that. Yeah.
Like right behind it or something.
It's not the GW,
right?
Park, but
yeah. I have not been to that WinStar in many years. It's a big old casino. Anyway, no one cares. All right. So, did you ever get to interact with Carol Baskins?
I did at the convention in 2011.
So just that?
Yeah, yeah. No, and it wasn't even a long
married her husband somewhere.
Did you help her bury her husband?
No, I think she fed him off in a meat grinder. But you know,
Do you actually think she murdered her husband?
If we're being real, part of me says yes, but not for the reasons that everybody else, she's not about to come after me, but just if you watch the Netflix series, the reason that they gave seems valid. I'll say
okay, fair enough.
If you see how her current husband acts, you can see she has to be in control, and when she's not in control, especially with someone she's with, I can see her acting a certain way.
Okay, all right, that's fair. I mean, she
was
definitely
that nerdy dude with her when you met at the convention.
No.
Okay.
They met after, or at least I believe so.
That's too bad. She definitely seems like someone that would straight up like murder her husband and feed him to cats. Like that she puts off that vibe through the TV. I know Netflix does. It was like going for, crazier and wilder than life thing, and they're taking that side. But she just puts off that vibe. Like even when she was on like other TV shows or docu things, like even when they were like trying to sell her good side, I was still like, yeah, that bitch did it.
Well, she's like OJ. Like she did it, but you can't prove it type deal. And she knows she did it, but you can't prove it. That's how I feel.
You know what? I didn't think OJ getting a mention was on tonight's bingo card. I'm gonna be honest. That was not. I didn't know we were gonna get there.
Did I go too far?
No, I think you went.
No,
guys. If you're just bored one day, you should go check out like OJ's like Twitter feed, and he does like these videos, and he's like, "Hello, Twitter world, OJ here."
Like, he just did an interview with Cameron and Mace. You should check that out.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Oh man, I
have seen those Twitter videos though. They are uncomfortable.
So uncomfortable, and you're just like, "Oh, how did we get here? How did this happen? And what are we doing with our lives?" But it's fine. Yeah. And then of course, Doc, you don't seem like Doc's type, so I'm not surprised things didn't work out with y'all.
Thank you.
Yeah. It's nothing personal. You just don't seem like his type.
That guy's weird as they come.
Do you have any interaction with him, or are you just talking like seeing all of his stuff?
You talking to me or Troy?
I was talking to Troy, but he like went to the camera.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was reading something. What did you ask me?
No, I was asking like, do you have any actual interactions with him, or just like from what we've seen of him, he's weird as fuck?
Yeah, I think just from the interaction of like, he's weird.
No, he definitely comes off weird. I mean,
yeah, he gives me like rapey vibes.
Yeah, well, he just likes to manipulate people and convince them. It didn't work on Reggie, fortunately. That's why we still got him, so it's fine.
Yeah.
Joe didn't get me either.
Well, so you didn't get gifted a Mustang?
No, I did not. Not at all. I walked everywhere.
Would you have gone that far to get the Mustang?
Yeah, what?
I was offered the Mustang twice, and I turned it down. Why do you think I can dunk? I walked everywhere for 2 years in Oklahoma. Built this leg muscle, buddy.
Were you ever hit on?
Yeah, I got offered a Mustang twice.
Okay, that wasn't a joke.
I was going to say,
really
after that statement, I'm pretty sure.
No. So when I got there was a running joke that didn't end up being a joke. So when I got picked up from the airport, his husband at the time, John, he picked me up in a Mustang, and he's like, "Oh, it's a 20th edition Mustang, blah blah blah." So I get there, and then Brian, one of the park managers, he was like, if you let Joe hit it, he'll give you a Mustang. I'm like, ha ha ha, no. So then we pulled into the parking lot. There's like 7 Mustangs.
Oh no!
And I'm like, what? He was like, I told you. And I was like, ha ha, you guys must really like Mustangs. And then, he bought 7 Mustangs for 7 employees.
Oh my god!
And every time I see a Mustang, I think of Joe. So I can't drive a Mustang on principle.
Okay,
and
guys.
I'm from Michigan, and the home of the Ford Mustangs.
Okay, guys. So on top
Troy
of
just gives his employees Ford Fiestas.
Along with stealing spoons, everyone, I need y'all to steal Mustangs, and we're gonna give those to him as well.
Them is fighting words.
Oh my god, that is absolutely amazing. First off, I'm really proud of Joe for being a methed
man
out,
of his word.
Yeah, but also like being a methed out Oklahoman cowboy. Like race clearly wasn't an issue. Good for him.
He wasn't. He liked Asians too. But
look at that.
He really didn't do the meth when I was there.
Oh no.
He was recently off of 2 heat strokes, so that's why he walked with the cane and leg brace and all that.
Yeah.
So yeah, but I can't say he didn't do any other stuff, but meth wasn't one of them, at least that I saw.
Not that you saw, yeah.
Not that I saw.
You do realize, like, if there's ever any picture of you in a Mustang at any point for the rest of your life,
the only time I've ever been,
I can make a picture of him in a Mustang in a matter of seconds if you'd like,
and I can unphotoshop that picture in a matter of seconds if you'd like. You're not the only one who has Adobe Photoshop.
Wait, I'm not. Damn it! Damn it! I thought that was exclusive to this podcast. Oh my god. I just love you driving into a parking lot with a sea of Mustangs and you're just like, oh man, that man fucks. And you're like, I just can't.
Not
where this show's getting canceled.
None of this brown sugar.
None of this brown sugar. No, I'm saving this brown sugar for Troy. Little did you know.
No, that is
I'm trying to find a Mustang souvenir spoon. I'm getting close.
Oh my God.
Maybe
my
I'll
God.
never be in your favor.
Oh my God. That is absolutely amazing. So how many husbands did he go through or boyfriends while you were there?
When I was there, he had John as the main husband, and then he went through 2 boyfriends while I was there. The dude that I originally knew from Brooklyn,
Yeah.
he moved out because he wasn't allowed to leave the park without permission type deal. So he had everything, he had pickup, all the giant monster trucks, the little dirt bikes, pet spider monkeys, whatever you could ever want. But he really wasn't allowed to leave the park. So
turns out being a sex slave is kind of rough,
Well, he wasn't even the one giving it up. His husband was. There was
it's such a weird situation.
So there was an argument one day. We were having our staff meeting in the morning, and hopefully I don't get you guys canceled. So I'll keep it PG. But long story short, his husband comes in because him and the boyfriend are arguing, and he's like, all you do is kiss him in the mouth. You're not the one who have to shave. You're totally taken up every night. And like he's pissed, and he's missing teeth, so it's spit everywhere. And he's like, I'm shaving that and taking it. And he's like, well, it's not my fault. So for like 15 minutes, they're talking about who's getting
just railed.
Yeah, basically. And I'll keep that at home.
And that was just at the team meeting in the morning.
That was at the team. That was 5:30 in the morning, bright-eyed, bushy-tailed. And I guess something happened.
Maybe not bushy-tailed, it turns out.
You're right.
Turns out.
Eggshell smooth, but he was pissed.
Man, that makes Chimera team meetings each morning seem so mild. Chase, do you have those at Canova? Is that how those go?
No, not to that extent.
Okay, yeah, it's not quite that adventurous. Troy, I imagine y'all's are like that though.
We're pretty lame.
Oh, okay. Well, you're doing your best. That is pure gold though. Like that in itself speaks to a fantastic level of dysfunction though, right? Where they are more than willing to just walk in and start screaming in front of the employees, like who's getting railed and who's not.
But I will say, while I was there, the quality of life of the animals, so there's a ZAA guideline and USDA guideline of how much you can feed and the maximum, the minimum. We definitely fed our animals higher towards the max, and our vet checks were frequent. So the quality of life for our animals was way better than public zoos.
Sure.
So a lot of public zoos, they lean towards the lower end so they can cut costs and save money. XYZ. A lot of our food was so we fed our animals. So all right, let me rewind. I said so 3 times.
You're good.
So Myers in Oklahoma donated all of their shelf life expired food. Okay. So the food itself wasn't bad, but in grocery stores, the food has a 4-day shelf life, and then there's a 12-day expiration. So we would go pick it up on day 4 in a giant freezer truck, sort through it, XYZ. So our tigers and bears and lions are eating ribeye steaks and turkeys and stuff like that. So we were able to feed them to the point where we had to give them a 2-day fast every week so they wouldn't become obese.
Oh, okay.
So, and then our herbivores, they were getting fresh fruit, watermelon, grapes, straw, all the fresh fruits. So all of our animals were fed on the higher end of the scale. So the animals themselves were taken very good care of while I was there, but the people themselves could probably take care of themselves a little better.
You know what, though?
We could do that.
I think there's a lot of similarities there within the snake world as well, right? There's a lot of people that we all agree probably should take better care of themselves, but the animals are pristine, and you're maybe let's take 3% of that husbandry and just put it on yourself. Maybe just some deodorant.
Man, that's why the transition was so smooth for me, yo. went from tigers to reptile hobby. The only thing that's changed a little bit of fur.
A little bit of fur. That's it. No big deal.
The fur is all.
Do you miss working with the large cats?
Absolutely. Like I said, my goal. So the reason I had to leave is because my daughter was born. So it was newborn baby, 500-pound tiger. So that's poor parenting, bringing my, it's
You know
that
what?
situation.
Kudos
So-
to you. Kudos to you.
So the goal was, like I said earlier, was when my daughter was 10, she was at an age where she was old enough, conscious enough, kind of watch herself a little bit. I would go back down there and, finish my career as an exotic animal trainer, but it didn't turn out to be that way. So
Yeah.
that's why, I'm heavy in the snakes now. And when I do get a little bit of land, I did get my 6,000 hours in of USDA training. I'm signed off, so I can own these animals if I would like to, if I'm in the proper state. So the goal is to get a little bit of land and potentially get another big cat or two. I used to have
Okay.
ringtail lemurs and Arctic foxes and kangaroos and all that stuff. So
Jesus.
when
All right.
when I'm out of Michigan, the goal is to get a couple big cats, or rescue a couple big cats from situations they probably shouldn't be in, and
Yeah.
give them a better quality of life, and rescue a couple lemurs, and do what I used to do, but on a
Yeah.
smaller scale. And my background being in education, I do like to educate the youth on why we need to do what we do for these animals and conservation, and how to leave a green footprint and all of that good
Yeah.
stuff, because we joke about it, but we are destroying the earth at a very rapid rate.
Oh yeah, no, it's real. Humans are awful.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
So the transition from large exotics to snakes, like, what was that, a deliberate transition, or did it just kind of naturally happen?
well, prior to exotics, because like I said, the tiger thing was actually like a joke on, like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna prove you wrong. Then it ended up turning into like, oh, this is real.
Yeah.
He was wrong. I could really do this. But prior to that, my mom bought me a little corn snake when I was 5.
Okay.
I used to get out every, little creamsicle corn snake, and she go to bat for me at night and scream because I didn't put the lid on, and it's looking, look at this snake, So, and I go out and catch all the garter snakes at the local pond. I'm probably the reason why the population is gone now, because I used to catch 60, 70 at a time and put them in a little
Oh my
toy
God.
box, little football toy box, and then let them go in my backyard. But I've always had snakes, and
Okay.
so I just went
Nice.
back to it after the big cats.
Yeah.
'Cause
There were
when I went down there, I had an alligator before I went down to Oklahoma. So then I had to, pawn it off on my sister for a couple of years.
Oh my God. Your sister's a saint. If I
She
asked
killed
one of
me.
my oh no, maybe not
You
a
know
saint.
how hard it is to kill an alligator?
I actually don't, but I assume they're pretty hardy.
They are one of the hardiest reptiles that we have.
Considering I see like alligator noses frozen in ponds, I assume they're pretty tough to kill. Like,
Yeah.
just okay.
That's
That's too
just
bad.
put it out.
That's
Right.
sad. Yeah, that's unfortunate. Were there any reptiles at the Oklahoma Zoo at GW?
Yep. So he had 2 of Michael Jackson's Burmese pythons and 2 of Michael Jackson's alligators.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
Were those rescues or
Yep, they were rescued after he passed.
Okay.
Yeah, after he passed, they were trying to find places for him, and they were donated to the rescue facility.
Interesting.
Oh wow.
Man, that's
Yeah,
crazy.
we had his albino berm and his regular berm, and then we had his giant male alligator and his female alligator.
Man, that's
I had
crazy.
no idea he had stuff like that.
Oh yeah, he had a reptile building.
Oh wow.
So he had a reptile building with snakes and lizards and black dragons and all that good stuff, and then he had a alligator nursery because people would get alligators down there, and when they're small, and 2 months later they're giant. So we had a little alligator nursery that we would grow them up in and make sure they were good, and then rehome them to local zoos and stuff like that.
That's cool.
That's crazy. That's really cool. So now you're down to just more or less ball pythons, garter snakes, and elephant snakes.
Yeah, elephant trunk snakes. Yep.
Elephant trunk snakes. I apologize.
That's
So
okay.
the ball python collection. What size are we looking at?
I just did my numbers. I'm at 125, and I'm trying to get to 100.
100. So how many breeder females in that collection?
12, 11. 50.
50. Okay. All right. So
But
you're
I only,
doing
I only want 15 clutches a season. So
Well-
my problem is I have 11 recessives. Exactly.
Reggie,
So-
if you're wanting to be in the 15 clutch a year range, 11 recessives is going to lead to a lot of disappointment, a lot of
I
normal looking
know.
snakes.
I know. That's all of this normals. They're
Yeah.
just triple, double, and quads.
Okay.
That's my problem. So like, I have visuals of everything, but yeah, I got to get my life together. Let's just put it like that. I need help.
I mean, I get it. Unfortunately, like even if you want to stay like relatively condensed, you just have to really focus on like the animals you bring in, right? Or like triple and quad recessives and stuff like that, so that you can really get a plethora of different genes mixed in there in a relatively small collection. So
Well, I will say I just started taking it serious maybe 5 or 6 years ago, like actually instead of just a hobby. That's why I have so many recessives. I'm like, oh, I like this. I'll get a male and a female and just make the same thing. But now it's like, okay, I need to put 3 or 4 co-doms in here, and then I need to make the triple hets and then grow them up and then find a male to put with them. So
yeah,
I'm picking and choosing right now what to keep and what to let go, and then what to bring in to advance my collection. Because I say I'm in shambles, but I have organized chaos over here. Like I'm two or three animals away from being where I need to be right now. But I got so much going on in life. I'm just growing up the collection right now until I can get my ish together.
I got you. So what? Assuming with a collection that size, it's not your full-time gig. What does Reggie do in real life?
I used to be an educator, but now I deliver furniture because I get paid more to deliver furniture than I do to teach.
Man, my sister-in-law was in the same boat. Like it shocked me. All right, that works. What
high-end Amish furniture, mind you.
The best of the best. I love that. What did you teach?
High school biology and math.
Okay, that's fun. I mean, students are terrible, but that's fun. That's good stuff.
I mean, I fight kids, so
I fight children. How many 14-year-olds do you think you could beat up at once?
There's the question we've been waiting for the whole time.
There it is.
Well, my record right now is 7.
Okay, fair enough.
Finally, we've got a vet on the show.
I think for legal purposes, we're not allowed to expand on why you know 7.
Because it happened.
Because
they earned it.
Right. Mind you, a 14-year-old thinks they're strong until they meet grown man strength. Like you may be 6'4", but you're a 14-year-old 6'4". You're not a 35 6'3". That's
different. It's different. That's fair.
So when I used to teach, I used to work out with the boys basketball varsity team. So
yeah, of course,
open gym, getting up and down, yapping. They want to throw, big boy basketball. Yeah. So I really didn't find them, but they know what a drop step is. That's for sure.
Little old school drop step, hook them. It's good stuff, man.
Absolutely.
Hook them, throw them to the ground. They're like, "Hey, hooked me." Shut up.
Little Oakley elbow.
Oh my God, that's some good stuff, man. That's some good stuff. Troy, I don't feel like you've been involved enough. I need you to bring something to the table right now. Go.
Why aren't you making Chase ever do this?
Because Chase has said 12 questions so far tonight.
He has not.
He's counting. He's got a counter.
I got a counter.
He clicks that bastard every time.
Every time.
Last I knew, Reggie was big into the G-stripe side of things. Are you still a G-stripe guy?
Or are you more of a G-string guy?
Well, me personally, I'm a boy short kind of guy. But
fair enough. Good call. Good call.
Right. But yes and no. I have dwindled down. My G-stripe project is more Kiki project than anything. So you can say I am, but that's how a lot of my recessives are. I have a lot, but they're all tied into 2-3 other recessives. So, but I'm in the Hypo G-stripe project, the Hypo Sunset DG G-stripe project, the Kiki Pied project. So I tossed it into a few others. So nothing too crazy.
Is there anything
Nice.
you're excited for personally? Like you want to see?
I do want to see a sunset ultramel white lace.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
But the way my bank account is set up, I won't be making it. So I'm hoping Canova takes that hint, Chase.
Oh man,
Cost-
I will. I'll have to look at the pairings and I'll
Toss
I'll
a
go
couple
through them
things
with you.
together.
I'll call you.
Yeah,
Appreciate you, big fella.
the white lace, is the part throwing it off. The Ultramel Sunset, hopefully this year, but the white lace, that's the
Right.
problem.
Yeah.
I mean, even an ultramel sunset lace. But
yeah, that's still a little ways off, but I like it. I
It's a
mean,
tall
it's gonna be
order.
bright for sure.
I'm trying to just get an ultramel het sunset, but my guy Gavin in the UK, man, he's playing.
He's proud of him. He's proud of him. That's for sure.
Well, he got a female for sale, man. He won't budge. I'm trying to get it over here, but say the shipping's too much. But
yeah, that's tough.
Yeah.
That's tough.
But yeah, so I do like the ultramel sunset project. I think that would be a dope
Yeah,
dope
for sure.
base. A lot of my collection is leaning towards sunset now. You know, I got it in clown, hypo, pied, trying to get it in the ultramel this year. But you know, you just got to get the right male to toss to these couple females and you know, play the waiting game.
Yeah.
It's tough,
for
right?
sure.
Patience is the biggest part of all of this.
And I'm not a patient person, and I'm surprised I stayed in the hobby this long, man. Because all I do, you know, clean shit 12 months out the year, 2 weeks out of the year. Yay, eggs.
It is funny how that works, right? Like it's so much effort throughout the year, and the payoff, especially on a small collection, is in a very, very, very small window.
For
And
sure.
There's a lot of downtime, and I don't want to go as far as saying like depression, but like you definitely go through like the sad period of this season, right? Where you're like, there's nothing in the incubator, there's nothing that just hatched out. So it's like everything that's still in your collection you've seen now for like 6 months, and you haven't quite started breeding yet. So the excitement of the new clutches isn't there. I feel that. I think most new breeders feel that.
Well, the non-reptile people like, oh, you breed snakes. Oh man, it's boom boom. I'm like, yeah, I cleaned shit for 11 months. Yeah, but you get the eggs for a month, and then I'm back to cleaning shit, hoping the females ate that just laid. You know, like
right.
They're like, how do you do it? Because that 1 month is amazing, so it's worth it.
Dude, it's kind of like the gambler's high, right? Like you lose 9 times, but that 10th time when you win, it covers everything ideally, right?
I need it, man.
Yeah, gotta get it. Oh, I think that's a very real feeling. And I think though that's part of what drives so many people out of the industry is they can't handle the downtime. They think it's going to be nothing but excitement and joy. And then they realize it's a lot of waiting. And then on top of that, especially if you start with like hatchlings, it's, years, not just a year, right? Like,
right.
It's tough.
No, but it's taught me,
it's all gonna be a YouTube video.
For sure. But it taught me, to be patient in other areas of life. So, it's helped out tremendously.
That's funny. Yeah, I mean that's fair. It's a grind, man. It's a grind. I wish more people realized that the struggles that go with it. So, how much is UK shipping? I just happened to notice that question. It varies a lot depending on who's shipping it, how many animals are in the shipment. If you're exporting yourself, like it varies a lot. It can be anywhere from $150 to $2,000. It just depends. So, yeah, it's not a simple question, unfortunately. So, but not always cheap, unfortunately. So, as Reggie apparently is finding out right now.
Man, I just needed the one.
It's tough, man. It's tough. And the timing has to match up too, right? Like, because if you miss one of those exports, it could be 6 months.
7 months later.
Yeah, exactly, man. And that's a struggle in itself as well. So
just waiting, not knowing.
Hoping that they're feeding your snakes, all of that stuff. It's
Oh, it's still 120 grams? Oh.
Yeah, but they're like, no, we fed it every week, though. We promise.
Every week.
Every
Water.
week. Yeah, water.
Yeah.
We fed it water and miso soup. It's
Right.
good. Yeah, it's good. It's fine. It got onion water. You're good. It got calories.
Just ran right through.
Yeah, literally. It's so great. All right. So you want to leave Michigan. Where do you want to end up?
I got 6 more years till my daughter graduates high school, so
Okay.
it don't even matter. I do want to go somewhere south, and it does have to be where I can legally own big cats. Maybe Tennessee. I got to revisit the laws in Georgia. I don't know if you have to be grandfathered in or not, because I know they've been changing quite frequently.
Yeah,
So.
yeah. Georgia's changed a bunch of stuff just because my wife's a zookeeper, so I get to be kind of in the know with a lot of the changes going on because she's got to be on top of it. And their zoo just took in a couple animals, a couple sloths from a guy because they redid the rules and then didn't actually put an update to all the people out there.
So they're not grandfathering people in?
No, they're not. But then they're also not keeping. They left a lot of things on like just kind of open blanks too, because the guy had like a kinkajou, and they eat fruit. You know, they're not full-time carnivores, and they just said, well, we banned personal carnivores and etc. And they just said that falls into etc. So they kind of just make the rules however they want right now. So it's pretty wild. So a lot of the zoos in Georgia are having to like manage and take in stuff that DNR is confiscating from private owners right now.
So they're only allowing accredited zoos that are like probably ZA certified and all that kind of stuff. Okay.
Yeah.
Man, that's so frustrating though. Like I get some regulation and like making sure that like people that probably shouldn't have exotics like that don't have them, but at the same time, like if they're doing stuff properly, like forcing people to give up animals they've had for potentially decades.
Well, the problem with big cats is it's the 10% that make the good 90% look bad. So they're basing it off the 10% of shitty keepers that screw over the people who are actually doing what they're supposed to be doing.
I mean, isn't that kind of everything?
Always.
Unfortunately, right? It's always the 5 or 10% that are messing it up for everybody else.
And with a lot of exotic animals, though, there's maybe 2 or 3% of the natural habitat left in the wild. So private breeders are actually sustaining a lot of these species that are about to be extinct in the wild in the next 10 to 15 years. So if you get like there's more tigers in the United States than there are in India and Asia. But there's nowhere in the wild for them to be in India and Asia. So if we don't captive breed them or have them in private, collections in zoos, and our children's children aren't going to be able to see them here shortly.
Yeah. It's strange to think about that and how many species have been saved from extinction because of private breeding and zoos and things like that. I don't think enough
we're the
people
ones
realize
that caused them to extinction, though. Like we're trying to undo what we're doing to look like the good guys when we're really the cause of the mass extinction in the first place.
There is a sweet irony there. I'll give you that. It is. There is an irony in. No, we're keeping them from extinction, but also we've destroyed 90% of the rainforest. So
you can't live where you were born, but we'll keep you over here.
It honestly sounds like what Joe was trying to do with some of his husbands. Okay, it's fine.
It sounds like gentrification. No, okay,
too soon, Reggie. Too soon. Too soon.
Don't cancel me, guys.
We were doing so good. 6 minutes left, and you did it.
Don't beat me up at Tinley. Sorry.
No, we're giving you spoons at Tinley. Spoons at Tinley.
Yeah,
and Hummels Mustangs.
And
yellow Mustangs.
If I get stabbed with a spoon, I'm going to be upset. I heard what you said on the show, mother.
Guys, no one stab Reggie. Only just hand him the spoons. And please wash them, for the love of God. If I find out anybody gave him a mashed potato spoon, I'm not going to do anything about it, but I'm going to be mildly upset.
I'm not taking any spoons from a restaurant, just so everyone knows.
Guys, he's going to reject the first 6, but if we have enough,
know what?
eventually we'll break him down.
Take the spoons to Chimera's table.
Done. I'll hand them all to Reggie. He won't tell me no. It's fine.
When you see a big pile of spoons in the entranceway of Tinley Park, you'll know what happened.
You know what?
That'll be the nicest thing on his table, I can tell you that.
Guaranteed, for sure. For sure. Oh my God, I love that. I think tonight's Chat GPT needs to involve Mustangs and spoons. Any other recommendations? Wow. Don't everybody go silent at once. It's fine.
I was trying to think through.
I know. Thinking's tough. I get it.
It is.
All right. I need you two to vamp while I start typing then. Go.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
Please, come on, Troy.
I don't know. I don't know what's going on.
Because I'm just going to talk about pythons with Reggie. So,
Jesus Christ.
what are you expecting this year? I mean, anything with like triples and quad girls, like up to size, ready to go, or?
So I'm expecting hypo DG clowns.
Excellent.
I'm expecting hypo monsoons. I'm expecting to make pastel inchy hypos triple head DG clown pies.
Nice.
So try a little bit of foundation. I'm expecting to make sunset combos, DG pied combos. So trying to lay the foundation for a lot of double visual recessives so I can, add the codoms in later. I like to see, at least me personally have the base form of a double recessive so I can know each gene that I'm putting into it and I can know the progression of it. I don't want to just put like a 7 gene into it and be like, hey, this could be, it might be. So slow and steady.
Yeah, absolutely. Nice. Yeah, we're this year we finally have the chance to add some codoms to like the Xanthic DG clown stuff. So we're gonna have some shots at that and looking forward to seeing some of the stuff that pops out from those clutches. Hopefully good stuff.
I got a lot of tri-stripe stuff too, hypo tri-stripe combos. I'm actually trying to make a Pompeii tri-stripe.
Oh man.
So it won't be this year, but hopefully next year. So see if it, the coloring is the same on the tri-stripe pattern since they're
that'd be really interesting.
Black, they're both black back genetics. So
that'd be super cool. Well, I'm gonna follow that then. You gotta let me know next year.
Yeah, I would love to. Tri-stripe stuff's the way to go, Reggie. That's the good stuff.
I'm trying to get more people into it, but it's still one of those genes that are there, but it's still so much to be done with tri-stripe.
Yeah.
Well, I got a big tri-stripe girl if somebody needs her.
You know what?
Troy,
if you want to
that's
drop
not
her
helping the
off
project.
instead of the spoon, right?
No, Reggie, you're getting the spoon and the tri-stripe. It's fine.
Definitely getting the spoon.
Yeah, the spoons are coming, my man.
Is the tri-stripe's name Spoon?
See, we only have one tri-stripe girl, just a big ultramil tri-stripe.
Ultramil. So every year I ask Justin what he's doing with her, and it's always nothing.
Well, she
isn't she like 4,000 grams or something crazy?
No,
like
she
that?
is. She is. She's
Give her to
started to
me.
build to like 2 to 2.5 the last 2 years in a row, and then reabsorb. She's never produced for us.
Okay, so what do you guys try and put to her?
It was so I actually had a confusion puzzle tour this past year, and then just from our conversation, who knows? I might go sunset now.
Please.
Sunset in there. How's that?
Look, can you put me first on the list?
Tri-stripes.
Ultimate, come on, that's perfection. The color palette with the contrast, light down low, nice dark on back. Please.
I think we just picked the pair for the year.
Thank you.
There it is. I like
Let's
it.
see if she actually produces though.
Right. Look, now I gotta move up my tier on Patreon to like the $150 one. Can you save me a space? Open up a window for me.
I love.
You can just text me. It's all right. You're in the inner circle.
My man, I appreciate you.
All right, ChatGPT has given us something. I don't know if it's gold, but we're going to find out. Reggie, a quirky collector with a passion for oddities, found himself at Tinley, a renowned gathering spot for enthusiasts of all things peculiar. His friends, aware of his love for collecting spoons, decided to pull a hilarious prank. Each friend, in secret coordination, gifted Reggie a spoon, leading to a bewildering cascade of over 100 spoons of all shapes and sizes. As Reggie thought his day couldn't get any stranger, a bright yellow Mustang pulled up, and out stepped a character, the Tiger King of Oklahoma, keys in hand, declaring, "For your spoon empire, my lover, Reggie, your chariot awaits." The crowd erupted in laughter as Reggie, surrounded by spoons, and now the proud owner of a flamboyant Mustang, realized he was the unsuspecting star of the day. Well done, Reggie. I'm glad
Sorry,
you.
Reggie.
I have mixed feelings about that one.
I can't wait for Tinley.
Which part? Which part do you have mixed feelings about, Reggie?
The flamboyant yellow Mustang.
The flamboyant yellow Mustang. I like that it added in flamboyant when I didn't ask for that. That makes me happy. It knew. ChatGPT just knew. Oh my God. Guys, this has been a blast. Reggie, thank you so much for coming on and letting us grill you on the Tiger King and your snakes, man. This was absolutely a blast. I loved it, man.
Reggie, I apologize now, man. I'm sorry that I brought you on the show.
You know, I love talking, man. I could talk forever. So I appreciate you guys thinking about me, bringing me on the show, man.
Yeah,
you know,
dude,
I'm cool with
absolutely.
each one of you guys individually, so it's great to talk to all three of y'all at the same time and, you know, joke around and talk snakes and stuff. So
Man,
I appreciate it.
I love it. All right, you gave me a ton of social media links. What's the best way for people to reach out to you and follow your stuff?
IG.
Okay.
IG is probably the easiest one. I've been slacking on posting on anything, honestly, but I always respond to everybody. So if you reach out to me on IG, Facebook, you know, a comment on YouTube, TikTok, whatever, if you reach out, I'll definitely reach back, and everything is Reggie's Urban Jungle.
Cool, man. Sweet.
Cool.
Guys, the links are in the YouTube description, so make sure to go give Reggie a like. Also, if you haven't already done it, please like and subscribe the podcast and the YouTube channel. Also, we're now finally back on iTunes. There's only 9 episodes currently because it turns out we have a limit on how many episodes we can upload each month. So next month we'll be up to season or episode 18, and then after that we'll be caught up. But if you wish to listen on the podcast, please go do that. Subscribe there so we can keep track of how many people actually are listening and hanging out with us. Chase, Troy, what did we learn today?
That Reggie's had a lot of fun, more fun than what we do. So
For sure.
I'm gonna agree with that. I think you should write a book.
You've got some stories, man. That is for sure. I love it. You got some stories, man. It's good stuff. All right. With that, chat, thank y'all for hanging out with us. We will see you next week. Troy, who's the guest?
Brian Carter.
Fantastic.
Cool.
We will see y'all. Yeah. We'll see y'all next week. Thank you again.
Yes. Appreciate you guys.
Don't forget the spoons.
Yeah, don't forget the spoons. Reggie, stick around for a second. I'm going to hit the outro, and we'll see everybody else next week. Love you guys.
Yeah.